In the 1990s, Neil Morrissey charmed British audiences as the hapless Tony in the hit sitcom Men Behaving Badly. But behind the laughs, a scandal was brewing that rocked Morrissey's career. In 2000, he began a fiery affair with actress Amanda Holden, despite both being married at the time. Their relationship exploded into the public eye with disastrous results. Join Facts First as we explore how one mistake destroyed two marriages and nearly ended Morrissey's career. Early life and career beginnings. Neil Morrissey's life was characterized by turmoil and transience. He and older brother Stephen spent much of their childhood shuffled between foster homes as their parents toiled long hours as psychiatric nurses. At only 11, Neil was placed under the care of a strict but encouraging woman named Margaret Cartledge at Penkhull Children's Home. Despite the instability, Neil discovered joy in acting at school and community theater groups. By his mid-teens, he was honing his craft with performances at the esteemed Edinburgh Fringe Festival. After finishing secondary school, he set his sights on pursuing acting full-time. He was admitted into the prestigious Guildhall School of Music and Drama on an educational grant. In those early years, Neil got by through couch surfing and street performing around London. In 1984, he got a small part playing a sailor in the film The Bounty, which was his first break. The experience of working alongside legends like Anthony Hopkins and Laurence Olivier lit a fire under Neil. Over the next decade, he slowly built up his resume with roles in various television shows and films as opportunities arose. The big turning point came in 1992 when Neil was cast in the BBC sitcom Men Behaving Badly. He filled the role of Tony Stewart, the cheeky and womanizing flatmate to lead character Gary, played by Martin Clunes. Though originally conceived as a secondary part, Neil's undeniable talent and charm made Tony an integral part of the show's success. It grew into one of the most popular comedies of the 1990s and catapulted Neil to household name status. With this newfound fame, Neil began getting more opportunities on stage and screen. He lent his vocal talents to children's shows like Bob the Builder and Morph. Film roles included sports comedy Up and Under and Shakespeare spoof Happy Birthday Shakespeare. Eager to flex his creative muscles, he also returned to his roots in theater. He earned strong critical praise for productions like A Passionate Woman in London's prestigious West End. By the early 2000s, on the back of Men Behaving Badly's wild popularity, Neil Morrissey had firmly planted himself as one of Britain's most recognizable comedic actors. But just a few years later, scandal would torpedo his thriving career. Affair with Amanda Holden. Neil's womanizing ways as the legendary Tony apparently bled into his off-screen life as well. This became painfully clear in 2000 when he met actress Amanda Holden on the set of the TV film Happy Birthday Shakespeare. At the time, Amanda had been married for 8 years to famed comedian Les Dennis, yet she found herself instantly drawn to Neil's rugged charms. A flirtation ensued, and before long, Neil and Amanda were embroiled in a passionate affair they made few efforts to conceal. Tabloid photographers eventually captured the couple kissing and cuddling during a romantic trip to the Lake District, sparking a media firestorm. Amanda initially denied the affair, claiming Neil was just a friend, but the photos told a different story. Les Dennis was devastated by the revelation, made all the more humiliating by the fact that he and Amanda were in the midst of hosting a new game show together. Their marriage swiftly unraveled under public scrutiny. For Neil's part, he seemed unconcerned with the havoc the affair had wrought. Ever the cheeky lad, he carried on with Amanda openly, the two even moving in together for a spell. But the British press and public at large didn't take kindly to Neil's behavior. He was vilified as a homewrecker who had destroyed Les and Amanda's marriage. Amanda also faced backlash for cheating on her husband, but Neil bore the brunt of the outrage. His reputation was left in tatters, casting doubt on the future of his career. The tabloids painted him as an incorrigible womanizer, cut from the same cloth as his Men Behaving Badly alter ego. Neil eventually expressed some remorse over the affair, acknowledging the hurt it had caused Amanda's family. But the damage was already done. For a long while, Neil found himself persona non grata in the entertainment world. Offers for roles dried up as industry folks avoided the tainted actor. He escaped to rural life for a period, keeping a low profile while the scandal blew over. His relationship with Amanda soon fizzled out. unable to withstand the intense scrutiny. It seemed Neil's career might never recover from the shame of the affair. But with time, Neil slowly regained his footing. He proved he was more than just a two-timing cad from a sitcom, taking on serious dramatic roles in shows like Waterloo Road. While the scandalous affair was not soon forgotten, Neil demonstrated he had moved past his Lothario reputation. Through perseverance and personal growth, he managed to rebuild his credibility. Today, Neil maintains a busy schedule both on screen and behind the scenes running his pub business. He approaches his career and life with modesty and humor, often willing to poke fun at himself. While the scandal may be forever part of Neil's story, it no longer defines him. Through personal growth and consistent quality acting work, Neil Morrissey has reclaimed his position as one of Britain's most beloved TV stars. These days, he's as busy as ever, continuing to take on exciting new projects across theater, film, and business. As an actor, he remains an audience favorite, thanks to his down-to-earth charm and versatility. Fans can currently catch him on the BBC drama The Syndicate, playing a news agent who wins the lottery. It's the latest in a string of successful TV roles that display his acting chops. He earned praise for his portrayal of a grieving father in Unforgotten, and for bringing warmth to the mystery series Grantchester. Neil also flexed his skills in the heavy stage drama Neville's Island in 2014. He continues to challenge himself, such as with the recent comedy The Crown Jewels, showing Neil's willingness to take risks this late in his career. While Neil stays busy acting, he remains hands-on running his chain of pubs. He's lived his dream of owning traditional British pubs for over a decade now, with new ventures still on the horizon. Behind the scenes, Neil has become an influential figure in UK pub history. His reputation as a savvy businessman rivals his celebrity as an actor. Today, he splits his time between his homes in London and Manchester. He loves the quiet life up north where he can unwind and support Manchester City FC. Neil also makes time for travel and spending time with his two grown sons. At 60 years old, he's evolved into a contented family man. Though the Amanda Holden affair will always be a part of his legacy, he doesn't let past mistakes define him. He's learned from the scandal and managed to rebuild both his career and his credibility. He comes across as grounded, grateful for his acting success, and passionate about giving back to causes he believes in. Now it's time to hear from you. What's your favorite role of Neil Morrissey? Let us know in the comments section below.